Hi everyone, welcome to another workout. Today we are going to do an all body weight exercise routine, so no need to grab any weights, but I do recommend that you have a sturdy chair close by and of course some water. So let's get started with a warm-up. I'm just going to start by some easy marching. I give you a little bit of time to go grab your things just in case you weren't ready to go. So with this, we're just slowly going to be increasing our heart rate. We'll notice that our breathing rate will change as well. And we're just preparing our muscles and our joints for the exercise routine. Let's widen that stance. So knees are kind of going out to the side. I know it looks like we're waddling. Nice work. And we'll switch it up. You're just gonna step and reach across the body. So a couple of easy reaches. And then as you go, you might notice that you can go a little bit further. Looking good. And let's change the direction of the arms. So you're going to reach for the top corners, back to the middle, and down to the ground. So we'll continue from there. If there is a direction that does not feel comfortable, feel free to skip it. Keep breathing. Let's do one last round, and then we can go back to a march. So nice and easy. If this feels like a comfortable pace, absolutely stick with that. But if you want to go a little bit further, let's pick it up. Go for a nice light jog. We're almost there. And bring it back down. Nice and easy here. And let's get those knees up, nice and high. So you can stick to marching arms, or you can break the stick over your knee. Whichever feels more comfortable for you. Looking good. Let's change it up. Some hamstring curls. So all I'm doing is bringing my heel up to my tush. So we're activating the hamstring muscles, getting them to wake up and fire up. Getting a little bit of length into our quads. Arms can stay low, or you can pulse your elbows. Whatever feels better in your shoulders. Nice. All right, back to a march here. We're going to switch it up here and kind of do a side-to-side step here. And then keep the legs wide, so you're just kind of doing a mini squat, kind of bounce, and then you're tapping your toe. And then we're just gonna add some arms. go back to a nice, easy march here. You can absolutely plant your feet if you prefer, but you can also keep moving, whatever works best for you. Either way, arms out to a T. Let's go forward with some small circles. A little bit bigger. A little bit bigger. And full arm circles. Opening up the shoulders. Nice. And shake it all out. We have to go the other way though, so arms back out to a T, starting small. A little bit bigger. A little bit bigger. And full arm circles. Nice, opening up the shoulders. Taking a couple of deep breaths if it feels good. And let's shake it all out. Nice work. So we are ready to get going with our routine. Feel free to grab a sip of water if you'd like it. We're gonna do a timed workout today. So we're gonna put 30 seconds on the clock. The first one we're gonna do are squats. So with squats, feet anywhere between hip distance, shoulder distance apart. It honestly just depends on your own body. All we're going to do is bring our hips back first, then we bend our knees, and then we can come back up to standing. Option 2, you can use a chair. So I have my chair here. You could do a sit to stand. It's the exact same concept. You are going to push your hips back, then bend your knees to take a seat. Then you're leaning forward. Press your feet into the ground to come back up to standing, okay? So whichever works best for you. I've got my timer here. Let me just open it up. All right, so 30 seconds in 3, 2, 1, let's move. And you don't have to go as low as I'm going, right? So absolutely focus on getting those hips back. Do a mini squat if that feels good as well, right? You're still gonna be activating those proper muscles. Stay tall through the spine. Looking good. And time. Shake it all out. All right, we are going to move over to the wall for some wall push-ups. I'm going to use this sort of side wall so you can at least see my angle. Just going to bring my timer over with me. All right, so we're placing our hands on the wall. You can also use fists if that feels better in your wrists. So we're just setting ourselves up, stepping away from the wall so we're on an angle. All we're going to do is bend our elbows and then press our body away. So it's the exact same thing as we would do on the floor, but we're just changing up the angle, making it a little bit easier. If you want to make it a little bit more difficult, absolutely you can use a table as long as it's pushed against a wall. That way it doesn't slide away on you. Or you can use a counter or even a couch. So let's set ourselves up here. In 3, 2, 1, let's move. So the goal with this is to keep your body nice and stiff. So you're moving as one single unit the whole time. So you're not bending at the hips at all. That means you're gonna have to use your core muscles. So you're gonna be using multiple areas of the body with this one. We're almost there. And time. All right, shake it all out. Roll out the wrists if it feels good. We gotta get our heart pumping again. We're gonna do our jumping jacks. So you can toe tap with one arm or two arms, or you can do full jumping jacks, whatever works best for you. In 3, 2, 1, let's move. Just have fun with it. like one of the first exercises we learn as children, right? So if your shoulders are starting to tell you I'm not liking this position, you can reach across the body if that feels better, okay? And time. All right, shake it all out. We're going to do alternating lunges. I'm gonna use my chair as some extra support. So with this, we're gonna be changing our feet. Oops, here we go. So all I'm gonna do is take a big step back, then I'm bending both knees, and then coming forward, and then I'm gonna switch sides. Alrighty, so the goal with this one, keep that front knee right over top of the ankles, that way that the knee doesn't get too upset. So in 3, 2, 1, let's move. So we have to take a pretty big step back, bending both knees. Nice. Stay nice and tall through the body. Try not to lean too far forward. We're almost there. And time. All right. Next up, we have wall planks. So you're gonna get into that same position as you were in with the push-ups. A couple of different options here. You can absolutely set yourself up like a push-up and then hold this position. The further away you bring your feet, I feel like it's gonna get a little bit harder. If it's still too easy, lower yourself closer towards the ground, use the counter, use a desk or a table or even a couch or a chair. The other option with the wall is you can still come into a plank how you would do it on the floor. So you're just bringing your elbows and your fists to the wall. So I'm still staying in this plank position, I'm just against the wall and I'm gonna keep my body nice and straight. So let's get going in 3, 2, 1, let's hold. So no movement with this one. You have to keep your core engaged. Make sure you're in a nice straight line right from your ankles to the top of your head. So you're not bending your hips out. You're not dipping them in, right? You're not looking down at the ground, straight at the wall. I know, it's hard to hold the position for a little bit. We're almost there. And time. Nice work. All right, let's take a little breather here. Grab a sip of water if you need it. Keep moving. So an exercise, or I guess a routine like this, is great to know for when you're traveling, because then you don't ever have to worry about bringing any extra equipment or anything, right? All you basically need is some space and a wall. It's really, really handy to have some of these exercises in your back pocket at the ready, because you never know what's gonna come up, what's gonna interfere from your regular routine, right? There's always a way to get some exercise in. All right, I hope everyone's feeling good. Let's get back to it. We're gonna do another round. Let me get my timer set up here. All right, we've got our squat or the sit to stand, okay? In 3, 2, 1, let's move. So hips back before you bend your knees. You can also put your hands across your shoulders if that feels better. Some people even prefer their hands on their hips. Whatever works best for you, right? We're not cookie cutters. We have to move in a way that feels best in our body. We're all individuals. And time, shake it all out. All right, we have our push-ups next, so let's set ourselves up against the wall. All right, in 3, 2, 1, let's move. Stay nice and tall through the spine. Make sure that you're keeping your core engaged. That way you're not bending at the hips at all. You're moving as one single unit, right from your ankles to the top of your head. We're almost there. And time. All right, shake it all out. Roll out your wrists if it feels good. We have jumping jacks next, so one arm, two arms, or full jacks. In 3, 2, 1, let's move. So you know that you have 30 seconds per exercise. You can always switch it up, right? You can use 2 arms for a little bit, see how it feels, right? Or maybe you're already doing 2 and you're feeling a little bit tired. You can always switch it back down, right? There are always options. Of course, you always have the option to march. And time. All right, next up we have our alternating lunges. I'm gonna actually do it, and I'm gonna use the wall as an extra support so you can see a side angle. So let's set ourselves up, use something for some additional support. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. So I'm taking a big step back, bending both knees and coming back up. So you'll notice when I bend down here, this knee is staying over top of my ankle. It's not going too far forward and putting too much pressure on the knee. We're almost there. We're close. And time. Shake it all out. Those legs are working hard, I know. All right, we've got our wall planks next, so let's set ourselves up. All right, in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So we're not moving with this one, right? We're holding the position. Keep your core engaged, keep breathing. That's the most important one. If you need to readjust, please do so. Your one straight line that's on an angle, right, from your ankles right to the top of your head. And time. Shake it all out. Let's take another little breather here. Grab a sip of water if you need it. All right, keep moving. I usually ask people to kind of walk around the room if you have the space, right? I don't have a ton of space, but this is a pretty good, option, like just for you to see, like what you can do, even a small amount of space. We can still get some movement in, exercise. You can keep moving to keep your heart rate up, right? Nice. We're almost there. Feeling good, I hope. All right, let's get back to it. We're gonna start again from the top of the routine. This will be our last round, so please have fun with it, okay? Let me get this ready here. So we're gonna start with our squats or the sit to stand. In 3, 2, 1, let's move. Hips back, then we bend our knees, nice and tall through the spine, right? We don't want to be rolling forward with our shoulders. That way we know our core is staying engaged. And time, shake it all out. We have our push-ups. So let's set ourselves up against the wall or the counter, whatever it is you're using. In 3, 2, 1, let's move. tall through the spine. Keep your core engaged. If you need to reset, absolutely take the time to do it. It's better to do it in proper form than to keep going. And time. All right, we have jumping jacks next. So you can toe tap with one arm or two arms or do full jacks. 3, 2, 1, let's move. Again, you don't have to work at the same pace as me, right? You can absolutely go faster or slower. You want to find a good intensity for you to be working at, right? We want to be somewhere between a moderate to vigorous intensity. We want to get our hearts pumping, our muscles nice and strong. This is why we exercise, to stay healthy and to keep moving. And time. All right, we have our alternating lunges next. So let's set yourselves up, have something close by that's nice and sturdy. In 3, 2, 1, let's move. So I mentioned before with the squats, you don't have to go as low as I'm going, right? Absolutely. You can do a mini lunge. If you're already feeling your muscles working, that's perfect. We're almost there. And that's my timer. All right, shake it all out. We have our planks next. So set yourselves up on your wall, counter, couch, whatever works best for you. We're gonna hold that position in 3, 2, 1. Let's hold. So nice and tall through the spine. Engage your core. Squeeze those glute muscles. All right, give yourselves a round of applause. I'm just gonna turn this music down a bit so we can move into a nice, easy cool down. Here, we're just gonna do a couple of shoulder rolls, a couple of deep breaths if it feels good. And we'll go the other way. All right, let's lift your shoulders up to your ears and then let them fall into a nice neutral position. We're gonna do head circles. Lead with your nose. Pretend you've got a canvas in front of you and you have some paint on the tip of your nose. You're just gonna draw spirals. So you're gonna start nice and small and slowly move into larger and larger circles here. Now make sure your nose stays on that canvas so it's not moving too far back when you get to those nice big circles here. That way you're lengthening your whole neck. And once you get your largest circle, let's come back to center. Make sure you don't feel too dizzy, okay? Let's go the other way, nice and small. Nice and easy. Again, you do not have to be moving at the same pace as me. You can move slower or faster, whatever feels best for you. Nice, and once you have your largest circle, let's come back to center. Whew. Shake it out if you need to. We're gonna stretch out our upper back. So I'm just gonna come into a lunge position here. So I'm opening up my hip. I'm gonna clasp my hands together, and then I'm gonna reach forward. So my front leg has a nice bend to it. My body's kind of leaning forward. I'm getting a nice stretch along the shoulders as well as into the hip here. Beautiful. Stretching, it feels so good. And let's go the other way. So switch your legs. So we're in the opposite side. And instead of reaching forward, we're just gonna reach back. If you can clasp your hands together and reach, feel free to do so. If not, just keep reaching backward, palms facing away from the body. Open up the chest. Nice. And we'll shake it all out. We need to stretch out our legs. So we've got 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. We're just gonna shift our weight to this back leg. My back leg has a slight bend in it, but my front leg stays straight, and those toes are gonna stay up towards my nose. I'm just gonna place my hands on my bent supporting leg, and I'm gonna lean forward here to get a nice stretch into the back of my straight leg. This is a really nice stretch. It's one of my favorites. Relax. Let your body ease into the stretch. We don't want to force the position at all. All right, let's stand up. Feel free to shake out that leg if it feels good. And we'll do the other side. So other leg forward, shifting our weight back. Back leg is bent, front leg is straight. Toes up towards your nose. And let's lean into the stretch here. And again, relax and ease your body into the stretch. You never want to force a position when you're stretching. Feels much nicer in the muscles if you ease into it. Nice, all right, let's stand up. Again, feel free to shake it out if it feels good. Let's take a big inhale, reach through your fingertips all the way up to the sky, and exhale, release. Again, inhale, and exhale. Nice work, everyone. Round of applause to you. Thank you so much for coming out and joining me for your workout routine today. Have a great day, take care, and happy moving.